Hi, welcome to part 5 of our African holiday. We're getting near the end now, and I don't want it to end at all. Just having such a ball, and I hope you've been enjoying the videos that we've had. So where we left off is that we were at Vic Falls, and we were then travelling back to and beyond. And beyond were going to look after us for the rest of the trip, and we needed to head to Tanzania. Now, okay, now I'm going to say Tanzania and then I'm going to say Tanzania because we didn't know how to say it properly. I mean, we've always called it Tanzania, and when we got here, someone said to us, "Oh, welcome to Tanzania," and we're like, "Oh, is that how you guys say it here?" Oops, we've been saying it Tanzania. And he said, "Oh, it doesn't really matter." And I'm thinking, but no, it does. I mean, I'd hate for someone to call it Australia. So I'm thinking, okay, we'll call it Tanzania. That's what we're going to call it. Sounded like a bit of a tosser when we're saying it, but we're thinking that's the way it is. It's Tanzania. So then we talked to someone else later, and we heard them say Tanzania. So we said, which is it? They explained that when they talk in their own language of Swahili, they say Tanzania. And when they say it in English, they say Tanzania. So really, Tanzania is fine. So I'm going to keep calling it Tanzania. We have been picking up some Swahili words. Jumbo jumbo means hello. Hakuna Matata means no worries for the rest of our days. And a few others. Pole pole means slow. And Asante sana means thank you very much. So we've been brushing up on all our Swahili. So anyway, how did we get here? It was a long day and a half to get here. We had a 4-country day where we started in Zambia, had to cross over the border to Zimbabwe. Luckily, we'd already sorted out our visas the day before, and we went at a ridiculous hour, so it was easier to get through the Zimbabwe border this time. Then we had to get on a plane. Surprisingly, the airport in Zimbabwe at Vic Falls is very, very modern and very, very nice. Who would have thought? Anyway, so we headed then to Vic Falls, back to Johannesburg. We're getting to know OR Tambo airport really, really well. Then we got on this beautiful big Dreamliner 787 up to Nairobi, Kenya, and we stayed there overnight. So we got to a hotel about 11 o'clock. Now this is the first time that I've been truly scared, or a little bit scared, on my holiday. We headed to our hotel. Van picked us up. We got to the hotel, and before we were let in, there was fences all around it, and a sniffer dog had to check out the entire van, all our luggage, etc., etc., before we were allowed into the gates. Once we were in to the area, we then had to put all our baggage, including a carry-on, through an X-ray machine, like the ones you have at an airport, but at a hotel. And obviously this is because there is terrorism activity in Kenya, and they have terrorists have blown up hotels before. And I totally forgot about it until there's a sniffer dog that wouldn't let me into the hotel until it had done its job. So that was a little bit, oh wow, okay, it's not a safe planet that we're living on. But hey, if that's the only unsafe moment, then that's pretty good, I think. So we got up ridiculously early, so we were only in that bloody hotel, I'd say about 6 hours. And we had to leave to get a flight out to Kilimanjaro, which is where we got picked up our and beyond person. So it's great views of Mount Kilimanjaro. I want to say Lake Kilimanjaro, and I don't know why, because it doesn't look like a lake. Again, it was aerial shots of Kilimanjaro, and Chris took those. It was a little bit overcast, and it was a bit dark, and so we're hoping that we get some better shots when we fly back in there later. So we got to see Mount Kilimanjaro. It looks a little bit different, I think, because when you see it, it looks like it's, like it's got the crater like that, or something like that. Like it looks like that kind of thing, or like that. But then, when you see it, it's got one part of the crater there, and then another half there. So it sort of goes like that, and then down. But I have a feeling that what they're doing is they're just showing Kilimanjaro. Any picture you see of Kilimanjaro is just of the one angle, which is you can't see the smaller part of the crater behind. I mean, it still looks pretty fantastic, so you're really happy to see Mount Kilimanjaro. We got picked up and then got taken to Ngorogoro crater, which was just a fantastic place. It's a crater. I think it's technically a caldera. I don't know what the difference is. I may, if I have time, put some details here down below. What's the difference between a crater and a caldera? But anyway, Ngorogoro crater is a 600-meter deep crater, and it's about 200 kilometers across. Again, I probably should have done some homework before I started filming this, but I'll maybe put something down below. Anyway, it's a bloody massive place, and it looked fantastic. Our place with and beyond Ngorogoro Crater Lodge is right up on the rim, and again, stunning place. I've took some footage there to show you all. The first thing we did when we got there was to head out to a Maasai village, and this is where it gets a little bit weird. I mean, you pay a donation to go and visit the village, and they welcome you with open arms. They dress you in their Maasai gear, and they do some ceremonial songs and dances for you. They the men show you how they make fire without using matches or a lighter, and then they invite you into one of the huts that they live in, and you just think it. You just feel like, I don't know what the word is. I felt slightly uncomfortable doing that. I mean, I'm glad I went, and the chief's son, who was our guide during the visit, he was lovely, and he explained that, you know, whilst they're nomadic goat and cow herders, they supplement their income through this, and they welcome people coming in to see them. So I felt a little bit better about that. They were also selling some souvenirs, so as a very easy touch, I think I got conned by the Maasai guy, but doesn't matter, I got some stuff. I've got some footage here of their welcome dance and a wedding dance, and some pictures of them making fire, but I didn't really want to put up pictures of someone inside their house, because I just thought, look, it's someone's house, so I don't feel really good about that. He was happy for us to take photos and all the rest of it, but I didn't really want to do that. So there's no pictures of inside a Maasai person's hut. But anyway, so the next day though, we headed down into the crater, and what interesting little microcosm it is. It has so many different habitats in there, and there's a lot of animals in there. I was really surprised to hear that there's 5 prides of lions. So they're managing to, and there's heaps of zebra and wildebeest, and so everyone's eating well. There's lots of grass. There's lots of prey for all the predators. So it was good to see. We saw flamingo for the first time, and that was very cute. So we enjoyed that, and we got a glimpse of a black rhino. Unfortunately, it was way too far away, and as much as my camera has been just knocking it out of the park with what it can zone in to, unfortunately, it was just too much for the poor little zoom, and all we got is a blurry mess of a black rhino. We stand by that it is a black rhino. Others may disagree, but anyway. So have a look and see what you think of Ngorogoro Crater and the Ngorogoro Crater Lodge from and beyond. Hi, we're just in the Ngorogoro Crater Lodge by and beyond, and I just want to show you the communal areas. As usual, and beyond have just kicked out the part. There's little alcove there for just sitting and relaxing. That's through to the dining area. Zelda's just tucking into some Welsh rarebit as we speak. We've also then got some, normal comfy chairs. I've got to move out of the way because there's a beautiful chandelier above me that I want to show you. A little bit of bright light from outside. Isn't that lovely? And then the roof, it's all thatched and shingled, etc. We've got a bar area, which is fantastic. We've also got a little alcove here. It's a reading nook. The thing is, there's also windows, so I'm going to try and walk over there without bumping into the furniture. It's because, I mean, again, if I show you how much furniture is, it's just beautiful. And you're just thinking, why hasn't she shown us what the couches are facing? Well, that, you know, that happens at the end when I show you the lovely view. But yeah, so this is the lovely reading nook. And then look out the window. So if you sit down, that's what you see. There's another one over there anyway. So back out again though, and you just think, okay, what's everyone facing when they're sitting watching the couch? The beautiful Ngorogoro crater. Every ambient place we've stayed at, I always say I never want to leave. And this one is no exception. Hiya, we're just in the Ngorogoro crater lodge with Ambient, and this is our room. And we've got a little sort of ante room at the front. And as you come in, and the light's going to be super difficult, we've got a fire there and a couple of lovely comfy armchairs. The bed, I'm not going to show you the view yet because it's stunning, and as with all Ambient lodges, they really do put on a good show with the scenery. So heading over then to the bathroom, so we've got a little dining area. I'm going to keep that down so you can't see the view. A beautiful bath, and then we've got this magnificent, so the vanity, hello, and this wonderful shower. I'll show you the toilet in a minute. But anyway, so we're going to come back because I will show you the view. And I mean, I don't really need to show you the toilet, but basically there's a window in the toilet that has this view in it. So I'm going to try and, I probably should have tried to unlock the balcony before I opened this, and I don't know how to do it, so I might just stop for a sec and come back to this. So this is the view from our room, and that's Ngorogoro crater. It's 600 meters down into there, and our game drives are going to be in there tomorrow. Can't wait to show you all what we see. Thank you. So I'm just going to try and get a panorama. We're in the Ngorogoro crater. We're sitting in a truck at the moment. We're not allowed to get out. So, and there's a few others because we've seen some lions around. It's a big lion. But just the expanse of this place, and it's all in a little There's our guide, Salim. More, and there's Ali's hat, lovely yellow hat. But that's Ngorogoro crater. Hi guys, I hope you enjoyed those photos of Ngorogoro crater. We had a magical time. It was only a couple of nights, so it would have been nice to spend a bit more time there. But I mean, I've been saying that everywhere we've been.
Yeah.
We need way more time.
At least 3 nights, but you know there is a limit to how many holidays that I can get. Anyway,
so for once it was just a transfer by car to Lake Manyara. So Lake Manyara Tree Lodge is where we went after Ngorogoro crater, and so we did get some aerial shots because we flew into the Lake Manyara airstrip. So Chris got us some aerial shots of that as we came in. So I've put them in for you. What we loved about Lake Manyara is this was completely different habitat than what we've ever seen, and it was complete forest.
Yeah, like proper forest, not just a woodland. It was dense, it was lovely.
It was really, really nice, and really appreciated. It was a bit cooler there, so I liked that.
Yeah.
But it made it harder to see the animals. But it was just so beautiful. It was almost jungle-like, and we saw heaps and heaps of monkeys, and they were swinging. They were swinging from trees and branches and stuff. So it was really wonderful to see that kind of stuff. So
the Sykes monkey, I think, was a new one, wasn't it?
Yeah, Sykes monkey. Now this thing is poetry in motion. Apparently it's one of the most acrobatic of monkeys. Not that we got a lot of footage of it to show you. You just have to take our word for it.
They were good.
But anyway, what else did we do? We saw some new animals. We saw a klipspringer for the first time.
Yeah.
The cute little antelope. And a hyrax, which is the closest relative to the elephant.
Yes, but they're only a little, you know, tiny things.
Yeah. You see something later on in our photos that looks like a massive, like an over-large guinea pig.
Yeah.
That's the hyrax.
Yeah.
And that's the elephant's closest relative.
Yeah.
So yeah, but we also saw lots of vervet monkeys, the cheeky monkeys, and the baboons.
Heaps of baboons, heaps, massive troops, like up to a couple of hundred.
Yeah, they were.
Yeah,
and there were some scary looking big baboons there, but lots of little babies as well. So and they were cute. We saw elephants again. I really appreciated it, and it got me thinking that we don't have any elephants in South Australia. I mean, obviously we have elephants in the country, but they're all in captivity. So I know that Melbourne and Sydney Zoo, I think, have some, and don't know about Werribee and Dubbo open plains. So, but I've really appreciated seeing all the elephants.
Yeah.
And they just pop up wherever and do whatever they want because they're elephants.
And they're just, you know, they're so close to the car. The footage that we're taking is not zooming in. This is us having to zoom out to get the elephant. They're
exactly.
that close to the jeep.
We could touch them. They're that close, and they're gorgeous.
They're a bit scary sometimes.
Yeah.
We got dusted by an elephant.
Yes.
She wasn't too impressed with us being too close.
Well,
She was using her foot to dig up the roots, and it was creating a lot of dust. And then at one point she turned to us and just dusted us.
To be honest, I think it was Zelda. Every time we've had an elephant come just a bit too close to our vehicle, it's always been on Zelda's side. I'm not saying Zelda has a problem with elephants, but I do think elephants have a problem with Zelda.
But I don't mind the lions coming close, but the elephants...
They do, and they start flapping their ears up. And you just go, oh, okay. Anyway, so we really enjoyed Lake Manyara. We did, for the first time, did a night safari. So it was proper that we were out there for a good couple of 3 hours looking for stuff, and they have a spotlight, and then they'll also use like a red infra light or whatever the hell it is. I don't know what it is.
Yeah, like it, yeah.
So that it doesn't just completely blind the animals. So it was good. We saw some lion, and we saw a bush baby, which is actually a primate. But what do you say it looks like?
It looks like a possum.
Looks like a possum, but it's a primate.
Anyway, have a look at the picture if you can. Because obviously it's not a very good picture because it's taken with just the UV light, and the red light.
And my camera is wonderful. It's a really good camera, but unless there's light on it, and I didn't want to use flash either because I don't want to freak out the animals. So unless there's someone on a spotlight on the animal, it's really difficult to take photos. We did get a Janet. The Janet was with the red lampy thing that he was using in the tracker, so that's my technical
no idea
term.
what the name
I
of it is.
have no idea. Look, you know, we're sitting here at the moment in the Serengeti Plains, and we'll talk about that a little bit later, and it's probably about 30 degrees. We've had lunch, and you know, maybe it's nap time, I'm not too sure. So yeah, we're a bit if I'm slurring my words a bit, it's tiredness.
The Amarula.
It's not the Amarula. It's too hot. It's too hot to drink even. Anyway, so that was Lake Manyara. We spent a couple of days there, and here's all the photos that we took. So we're getting near the end of the holiday, and it's getting a bit sad, isn't it?
Absolutely.
Very sad. But enjoy our Lake Manyara photos.
All right. Don't forget to like and subscribe.
We're not putting that in because it's not the end of the...
Oh, bugger.
You can, I mean, you can still like and subscribe halfway through the vlog if you want. We don't mind. But we might say it again at the end.
Okie dokie.
See ya.
Bye.
You call the baby. Not scaring them away.
Yeah, it is.
Feet. Just messy.
Walk quietly.
Scratching.
Scratching it, yeah.
That's quite convenient. It's very soft.
That's an experience, isn't it?